WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Starkville police are currently looking for a hit-and-run suspect after a student is injured on campus. The teen was hit by a car this afternoon on Yellow Jacket Drive.
School district spokesperson Nicole Thomas says the incident happened about 4 o'clock. Starkville officers are searching for a silver Saturn SUV last seen going east on Yellow Jacket Drive. Fire Chief Charles Yarbrough tells us the victim is a 16-year-old female. OCH Regional Medical Center EMS Director Michael Hunt says the student has non-life-threatening injuries. If you have any information, call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers.
Pickens County, Alabama law enforcement are investigating the death of a 4-year-old. Assistant District Attorney Andy Hamlin says the child died at a Carrollton hospital earlier this week. Investigators are awaiting autopsy results. Hamlin says until those results are in, he cannot release any additional information about the death investigation.
Some tense moments for high school students at Aberdeen today as a strong aroma of natural gas filled the hallways and classrooms. 2 gas leaks were found after a gas company and the Aberdeen Fire Department assessed the smell. Students and staff members were evacuated to the football stadium just down the hill from the school campus. Students were then dismissed for the day while the leak was being repaired.
They cut the gas off, so when they start working, I don't want to discharge emit any of the fumes, and then any of the kids or any of our staff get sick. So just to exercise caution, we just decided to make a decision to dismiss the entire district.
The school will be back on its regular schedule on Monday.
Starkville police make an arrest after seizing 25 pounds of marijuana. 38-year-old Bernard Belk is charged with trafficking controlled substances. SPD says the dope is worth about $100,000 on the streets. The United States Postal Service assisted in the investigation. However, police did not say how USPS played a role in the case. Belk's bond was set at $25,000.
A Winston County man is one of 2 pleading guilty to dealing meth. Trey Bowman of Louisville entered a guilty plea to a charge of possession with intent to distribute. In August of last year, agents conducted a search at Bowman's home where they found 2 kilograms of meth, 30 pounds of marijuana, and 3 firearms. Courtney Orlando Campbell of Philadelphia also pleaded guilty. In February of 2017, Campbell was pulled over by agents. He tried to run and tossed meth, cocaine, marijuana, and a set of digital scales that later agents found. Campbell's sentencing is set for January. Bowman's is set for this December. Both men are facing a maximum sentence of life in prison.
A Columbus woman said she was cleaning her grandpa's yard and needed 2 cars taken to the scrapyard. Lowndes County deputies say there are a few problems with her story. Now 25-year-old Ashley Shields is charged with 2 counts of motor vehicle theft. Investigators say Shields gave the scrapyard a fake name and made arrangements for the vehicles to be picked up. The plan hit a snag when the owner, which is not Shields' grandfather, reported the vehicle stolen from East Railroad Drive. A salvage yard employee notified the sheriff's department when the car and van arrived. The investigation continues. Time now to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a warm first look at our forecast. Keith?
Another warm day, the last full day of summer, Joey. As promised, more sunshine out there in most spots, still around 90 in many locations. However, we do have a few isolated showers, one of which has been moving through Water Valley. Our game of the week is there in just about an hour, but that shower is lifting north. We have a few other blips out there too. Most high school football games will not be affected, but we do have some rain in the region, more concentrated back to our northwest. So it's warm now. We'll just hedge the bet and include just a slight chance for a shower or thunder shower this evening. Most games again not affected. I'll be back with your full weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
The state's jobless rate remains flat, but more Mississippians than ever before were on payrolls in the month of August. The state's jobless rate was 4.8%. People on payrolls grew to a record 1.17 million last month. That's up about 4,000 jobs from July. The reason the unemployment rate stayed the same is because people found jobs at the same rate as the labor force was growing. Mississippi has the 4th highest jobless rate in the U.S. The national unemployment rate is 3.9%.
Professionals in one of Mississippi's biggest industries get a look at some of the new tools of the trade. The Mid-South Forestry Equipment Show kicked off its annual 34th annual show in Oktibbeha County today. Potential buyers got to see live demonstrations of the gear. There were also networking opportunities and continuing education.
Well, you know, I think anytime there's an event like this that brings a bunch of people from the industry together, it's exciting, right? And, you know, it's always a good chance to catch up on the buzz that's going around the industry and how people are feeling about where things are going and where the market's going. So it's exciting when you get this number of machines and you get this number of people that are passionate about the forestry industry. It's always a fun environment to be a part of.
And the show continues through tomorrow.
Forestry is big business in Mississippi. Timber is bringing jobs to the state while boosting the economy.
Our Riley Livingston talks to industry and university leaders about what keeps the numbers going up while the trees come down.
Over 60% of Mississippi is covered in forests.
Yes, it is. The total impact in Mississippi is about $15 billion annually. And that includes the jobs associated with logging, the jobs associated with sawmilling, the jobs associated with trucking and hauling, and all the aspects of wood production. Furniture is a very big sector, especially in this region.
And timber continues its growth in Mississippi's economy.
So the forestry industry is having a pretty good year. There's a lot of demand for wood right now as you look at some of the economic drivers with housing starts, and the cost of lumber is driving certainly some activity in the industry and has been throughout this year.
The past few years, forestry in Mississippi has been pretty stable, but conditions can change quickly. And one thing that can cause a spike is a natural disaster.
When a hurricane hits, it's going to tear houses up, so you have to rebuild your houses, so that helps the lumber business. It also destroys the forest, so you have to get that timber and try to salvage that timber, so that helps the harvesting side of it. I know we have a few customers that will go to North Carolina and take machines and kind of help clean up the mess.
With business up, those in the industry and the university say there is still room to branch out.
It's a huge business, and as this show shows, the number of people that are impacted by forestry, from the people that grow the trees all the way through to the production of homes and furniture, is a very, very important component of our state's economy.
George Hopper says the Mississippi State Forestry Program continues to grow and is putting graduates in some good jobs. If you're looking for the best in barbecue, you'll want to be in Columbus this weekend.
We have the delicious details when we come back.
Welcome back, everyone. If you've been outside in Columbus, you may have noticed a sweet smell coming from the south side of the town.
Yeah, cookers from all over the state are at the Columbus Lowndes Fairgrounds to show off their best work. Our Victoria Bailey is out there catching all the action. She joins us live now.
That's right, Andrea. The annual Roast and Boast is well underway, and what many don't know is this is two cooking competitions into one. Now, the Kansas City Society Cooking Contest, as well as the Backyard Cooking Contest. Now, the Kansas City folks are competing for national recognition, as well as a grand prize of $2,000. Now, the Backyard contestants compete for bragging rights throughout the year, as well as a grand prize of $500. Now, the organizer, Mike Law, says it's difficult getting an event like this together, but it's all worth it for a good cause.
And every year we make a donation to St. Jude's, and that's, I mean, we love the cooking contest, but it's really good for us as an organization to help out with St. Jude's.
Now, the two-day event wraps up around 9, so there's still plenty of time to get out here, get your lawn chairs, and enjoy the fun. But for now, in Columbus, I'm Victoria Bailey, WCBI News.
To take
One of the top Elvis tribute artists in the world will make an appearance in Tupelo this weekend. Cody Slaughter will play one show at the historic Lyric Theater tomorrow night in Tupelo. Slaughter is well known to local fans. The Harrison, Arkansas native won Tupelo's Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist competition in 2011, and that same year he took top honors at the Graceland event. Since then, Slaughter has traveled the world as an Elvis tribute artist.
He really epitomizes Elvis at that age. He's got that same humble attitude, so appreciative, very reverent, and of course he can sing and dance just like Elvis. What more could you ask for?
In Hollywood, it was known, the only sure thing was an Elvis movie. And in Tupelo, I know one sure thing is a Cody concert. The Tupelo Elvis Fan Club has given over $350,000 to, our charities since 2006.
Saturday's concert is a fundraiser for the Tupelo Elvis Fan Club. For ticket information, call the box office at the Lyric Theater.
Right now in Oxford, from the MDOT camera there, you can see a little bit of rain falling there on the street, so a little bit of rain out there. Most spots not seeing anything, just a few isolated showers, but some rain chances will continue for the next week. Full forecast is next.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Here's our off insurance time lapse from downtown Tupelo today, looking south at some showers we had this afternoon. Those just fell apart, and we've been seeing a mix of sun and clouds across our region today. Tom Ebel reporting that the rain just ended at the stadium in Water Valley. That rain is shifting to the north, a big game of the week out there. But we do have some rain out there in southwestern Lafayette County, a few other blips southwest of Calhoun City. Few and far between is the rain in our area right now. The most concentrated rain is back to our northwest and west, and that's where it's going to be for the rest of this evening and tonight, it would appear. So let me show you Futurecast here. Not a lot of rain across our area, so I think most of those high school football games will be okay. But the rain chances will be a little bit higher back to the northwest tonight. And all day Saturday, we will have an opportunity for some showers and storms, most likely north and west of Columbus. The higher chances here. If you live southeast of Columbus, lesser odds of rain on Saturday. As we roll on into Sunday, guess what? We'll have an additional chance for some showers and storms around here. Fall officially begins Saturday, which is tomorrow, at 8:54. So this is the last full day of summer. Now, we've been teasing you with some fall-like potential here. At this point, though, it looks like the first week of fall is going to be relatively warm and humid. There's going to be a blocking high that will keep that nice chilly air at bay. But look at this, a little tease for you graphically. A frost advisory for parts of the upper Midwest for tonight. Nothing like that anytime soon, but that is a sign of a changing season. Eventually we'll get cool enough for some frost, but not tonight. Low 70s here, still a chance for an isolated shower storm. Mid 80s northwest tomorrow, maybe only 70s in Memphis, but south and east into the low 90s here. If you're going to Oxford for the football game, pack the poncho just to be on the safe side. Temperatures will climb into the 80s. Lower chances for rain over here in Tuscaloosa. I can't rule it out though, but probably pretty dry. Kickoff at about 92, and up in Lexington for the MSU game, 60s, scattered showers, a damp and dreary night in central Kentucky, all because of this frontal boundary that is coming on into the region. It will stall out here all weekend long, and that will just keep the opportunity for some of these showers and storms around. And then we will have another front come on into the region for the middle part of next week too, probably, and stall out. So it looks like we're just going to stay relatively warm, humid, unsettled as we get into the first week of fall. By next weekend, there's still the opportunity for some cooler air, but until we get more confident on that, we're just going to assume that the status quo will continue. Highs in the 80s for the most part for the next week. Scattered rain chances during the day. Lows around 70.
We're braving the elements here in Water Valley. We just got poured on, but it doesn't matter. The game of the week still carries on. I'll be live with a preview here from Water Valley next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Welcome here to Water Valley, the site of our game of the week for week 6. Mother Nature was very nice enough to give us a break here. We just got poured on about 20 minutes ago, but now when I'm looking around, the weather looks actually pretty nice for some football, and thankfully we've got a heck of a matchup here for week 6. Water Valley taking on the Winona Tigers, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. Both of these teams in 3A now, and they're both undefeated, 5-0 at this point. Winona, they've been the road warriors all year long. They just keep winning and they keep going on the road. The Water Valley coming off a very impressive win over Calhoun City last week. So both of these teams, they're 5-0. The last time Winona was 5-0 was back in 2015, and it was 2013 the last time Water Valley was 5-0. And for both of them to be 5-0 and meeting up with each other, you'd have to go back a long time for that one. It's been more than 10 seasons since both of these teams have met while being 5-0 at the same time. And so it's been a little bit of a rivalry between Water Valley and Winona. They've met consistently 9 times over the past 10 seasons. Water Valley winning 6 of those, but Winona has won 2 straight in this matchup. And the next time, here's a cool thing. The next time we'll be seeing these 2 teams possibly will be a state championship. That'll be in 3A. Winona will be out of the south, Water Valley will be out of the north. So of course this is the game of the week. We could be previewing a possible state championship matchup between both of these 2 teams. They've been fantastic to this point in the year. We're really excited to see what kind of highlights we get out of guys like Jalen Campbell, Tay Rucker, and Darius Coffey. And they've been highlight shows on the end zone ever since week 1. But some other games we're keeping an eye on. Lafayette at West Point. That could be the decider of Region 1 5A. Also Houston taking on Amory. Can't forget about the Lowndes County rivalry between Caledonia and New Hope. Man, there's just so many other great games going on around our area. The Schooner River rivalry, Calhoun City and Bruce. It was hard coming up with a game of the week. That's why we're here, because you at home voted, and that's why we're here in Water Valley. And thanks to everyone who took part in that poll. And here we are, hoping to get a great game out of this one. We'll have all the highlights from all the games coming up later tonight at 10:07 on WCBI End Zone. Make sure you tune in. Week 6 might be the best yet. Reporting here in Water Valley, Tom Ebel for WCBI Sports. We'll have last your forecast next.
Horizon right now, we do have some clouds associated with some showers that have been moving across the region. Those are drifting to the north, most spots being unaffected by that, but a few raindrops still out there. Rain opportunities will continue for Saturday, Sunday into next week. Fall officially begins tomorrow, but the summer-like heat and humidity will continue. Not as extreme, but still around next week.
So did you say fall starts tomorrow?
Allegedly.
So I can officially pull out my knee-length boots?
Go for it. Hey, there you go. Try it.
I love my boots.
You better be walking around with one of those handheld fans.
Oh, boy.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.